Rough one, just comes back down to the basics of it, right? So you had 17 points off of turnovers, and then another one off of a failed fourth down, so 24-point swing right there. And again, just right back to the drawing board on third down, just trying to figure out a way so that we can continue our drives, get into the rhythm. We open up with a great drive. Run game looks good. Their defense was fantastic. They settled in, made it challenging on us, but something that we really have to attack there, because the more we leave our defense out there, it's just over and over. We did not play complementary football today, and it gets really hard. And then the turnovers make it worse. And so this is something that we just got to look at, without having watched the film. That's just the plain what it felt like, for me, just for it happening live. So we'll get right back to it. And this is where that mental discipline of going right back to work, telling the truth about the things that we can shore up, and just attacking another week. So, questions?
What went in the decision to play Bryce at the end?
Yeah, just saw it as an opportunity there. We had a couple of injuries on the offensive line, and again, just like wanting to get him in there to just make get some live reps. And he did a fantastic job, playing with energy, extending plays, finding some completions down the field, which was all fantastic. So, it's a hard situation, but at that point, it was just like, okay, with just the different things happening on the offensive line, it was something where I wanted to get Andy out of there, and then just give Bryce an opportunity to just continue to put some good football on there while we had time.
Will you consider making a change starting next week, or are you going to stick with Andy?
No, Andy's our quarterback. Yeah.
You said that a few weeks ago on Sunday, that on Monday made a change. Does that mean he's going to be your quarterback next week?
Yes, Andy will be our quarterback next week.
Is there some thought, Dave, though, if you guys continue to lose in this fashion, you were brought in part to kind of fix Bryce, for lack of a better term? I mean, at what point would you consider going back to him?
I think it's about just getting back to the basics, looking at this film, attacking the areas that we need to improve upon, and then just going to the next game and just getting that focus right back to work and capturing a great work week.
Chuba started off with a huge run for that touchdown, and then it seemed like y'all got away from it. Was it because you got down and you wanted to throw the ball more to try to get back into the game?
It really was the third downs. It was just a bad day on third down, just didn't allow us to continue in the rhythm. I like trying to mix things. If I just keep running the ball, they're going to play defense that way, but trying to find that mix and rhythm, and not extending those drives. Really just, you get a couple plays, you're punting, trying to find a rhythm. It gets hard. So I would have loved to have made half of those third downs so we could see what this run game could have been today, because I thought our guys blocked well. I thought our running backs pressed the hole. But to get into that flow and rhythm of it, we didn't allow ourselves a chance to do that.
Dave, so many injuries today.
Yeah.
How much more, for lack of a better term, dejecting does that make a day like today?
Yeah, it hurts. It's because the guys are playing so hard, and I think when you look at the injuries that we had today, these were contact injuries, shoulders, concussion, a tricep thing, like these are impact injuries. It's a violent sport, and you always have those risks when you go into a game, and I never hoped that it would turn out like this, but just another challenge, and another opportunity for guys to step up that we're counting on as we look at this week. But we'll have to evaluate everybody and get more information.
With Clowney gone, or with Clowney hurt, does this open you guys up to looking for a pass rusher?
I don't want to make any comments until we have the full evaluation and kind of know what the nature of these injuries are.
It seemed like that Andy didn't take the deep shots today that he's taken the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Is it just a time thing, or issue, or pressure? Or
No, it was the mix of it, again, third downs, like when a defensive line is fresh and they can rush, it helps when you extend the drive. You can take those shots, and maybe that's on me, mixing in those shot plays too, just so that we can get those opportunities down the field, because good things happen. Sometimes you make the play, sometimes you get a defensive pass interference, and you get a, extension of a drive or get yards that way. So a mix of it, but I don't know what this day would have come out of. We have to just do better. We got to do better on third down. We got to get off the field. And so we can play complementary football. And that's the goal, is to try to get us back to playing good football, which we did the last 2 weeks.
Did you like the idea, too, Dave, that getting Bryce in there against presumably a prevent and some of their younger defenders would give him opportunity to get some confidence? defense?
That really wasn't the thought. It really goes back to just some injuries that we had and, really getting Andy out of there, protecting him in that situation, and then giving Bryce a chance to get out there and play football.
Any of the injuries are most concerning? I know you want to evaluate, but which one's the most concerning?
Yeah, all of them. I don't want to make any comments about what it is until we know exactly what's happening, so we can, give you the right information.
Could you take us, though, specifically on the two O-lineman injuries, what happened, how they happened?
Yes, so I'm not completely clear on Corbett. I know Taylor got hit like right below his arm, so we have to kind of evaluate that whole area to see what it is.
Dave, sorry, go guys.
Yeah.
With the Clowney injury, first, did you kind of get exact clarification on what happened? And two, how much did that change just the whole pass rush plan not having him in there?
Again, he may be available this week. I'm not sure. So, but it's a shoulder, and we'll get the full workup of it, and we'll give you all the information once we have it.
Dave, from your view, what happened on the play where J.C. Horn got ejected?
It's just, we just have to continue to control our emotions in a really hard game, and emotions run high right there. He was instigated. We can't retaliate. They always catch the second person, and they actually, fairly, the officials kind of saw all that happen and officiated the proper way. But we just got to maintain our composure and know on a day like this, let's finish with class, let's finish on our terms, and then we'll get back to work, and just finish as long as there's time on the clock. Let's just play our kind of football, and the guys played hard, but we can take care of each other in those situations.
Caleb Williams had probably his best game so far
Yeah.
his rookie season. What did you see from Caleb, and what do you think your defense struggled with when it came to the
I just thought he did a fantastic job extending plays. We had him dead to rights a couple times. He wiggled out of great rushes, great pressure on him. We had things covered, live looking at it, and he extended the play and found completions. He played efficiently. The first drive, like JC's got a ball in his hands. I'd love to turn that into points right there. But I thought he settled in and just, played good football. And that's what they're expecting of him. I know a lot of those guys on that staff. I see this team continuing to improve weekly, and they came out and they played hard again and gave us a great challenge, and we were not up to the challenge today. We were up to the challenge mentally, but it didn't turn out that way, so I got to tip my cap to the Bears and that staff for just continuing to push forward and really get to the heart and soul of their core, their scheme, and just the way that they play hard.
On their first touchdown, was there a coverage bust, or did JC just get caught up in the pick?
I don't know that. Yeah, I haven't seen the film, so.
And then David asked you a question kind of like this last week, but
Yeah.
are the injuries on defense just kind of getting to a point where it's hard to keep y'all's head above water?
We got to deal with what we have, so I'll have more information after we look at it and evaluate it, but this is a contact sport, and the thing I have to say is our guys play the game right, and they play it hard and physical, and they're looking to hit and finish these tackles, and they're playing with such great effort. You put yourself in situations where you can be vulnerable, and I always go into the games, and I'm just hoping, that we can play this style, and you always you hate when it happens, but it's a part of our game, But again, like I said last week with Josie and Shaq, it's guys playing the game the right way, the way it's supposed to be played, and we have to continue to do that. Good. All right, thank you.